What up? What up? What up? Welcome back to another edition of Sports Talk 49 live and always exclusively right on ESPN. I'm always here, Blake Anthony, and you already know who this man is, Mr. Caleb Benenoch, the Nigerian Nightmare, whatever you want to call him. Just don't call him broke. So we're going to talk about you're always going to talk about some NFL playoffs because a lot has happened. Some people have made some nice picks. I'm going to let them talk about that themselves. They made some great predictions. And maybe we talk about some other stuff. We always know you're going to get some good quality content out of Caleb. Who knows what he'll say today? I don't know. I don't tell him to say these things. It's not scripted. Everything is on the fly. That's how we do it here because we don't sell on Sports Talk 49. What you call that? Virtual signaling. We don't sell virtual signaling here. We don't sell narratives. We don't. I can say whatever the hell I want to say, and so can he, because we're not told to say anything. So what you hear from us is strictly from us, by us, and signed by us. Caleb, where do we start? We start with yesterday's game. Jacksonville, Chiefs, Eagles, Giants. I already know where you want to start, so you can go ahead and take the floor. I know you want to talk about the Chiefs.
Talking about the GOAT, the greatest quarterback of all time in year five straight AFC Championship games. Arrowhead Invitational continues. This man did it on one leg, throwing passes, jumping out the air, throwing 10 people jump passes 30 yards down the field, coming back in the game after having high ankle sprain, which is basically torn ligament to your ankle, right? People don't know that. But, and you saw when he left, they did a bad job, but they couldn't get points, right? They kind of went stale. And he's like, nah, bro, I'm coming back in the game. He goes and does his thing at halftime, gets a shot, whatever he did, comes back, touchdown, field goal, Jacksonville fumbles, game over. And just like that. Like, that's what he does, man. Like, I can talk about him all day, man. Dude is special. The team is special. But what I also saw from the Jags is they aren't going to be a problem soon.
Yeah.
They keep giving him pieces, right? You keep, you hit in the draft.
We'll start with the coach first.
Dougie P, amazing. Right?
That was the key.
I talk about coach-quarterback combinations all the time.
Yeah.
Right? And how important it is to have that. And I think they found one. I think in Trevor Lawrence's maturity. There was people talk about Trevor Lawrence when he came out of Clemson, and he said, "Listen, man, like if I'm not a great football player, that's not the end all be all of my life. Like I come from a good family. I'm a smart kid. Like, and everybody was kind of mad at him, right? And they're like, oh,
he's telling the truth.
Be the most important. Yeah, exactly, right? And he didn't lie. But like the kid is calling him a kid. He's a young man. He's phenomenal. I'm very, very impressed by him. When he showed in the first round of the playoffs, with the turnovers early on and bouncing back, how he played. He made some big time throws that guys didn't pull down, like going to Christian Kirk. When he dropped, that was a big one. That was a really big momentum swing.
That was a good ball, good play.
Yeah, and I think after that, and then him sitting in the tunnel waiting for all his teammates to come in and congratulating them. That was a great video I saw. So great things from him. The Chiefs are the Chiefs, man, and we'll dive into it more. But like Mahomes, the dude was just spectacular. He's spectacular. The defense played solid. They played a solid game. But yeah, man, like he's amazing. He's amazing. He's going to be the league MVP, obviously. I think we saw that even when the Eagles played too. Jalen Hurts is not the reason that team does what they do. Mm-hmm. Like you can see the disparity, right? Jalen Hurts leaves. He's the catalyst, right? He does make them go, but the team around him, like I don't know what he had, 150. Okay, let's not jump to the Eagles yet. Let me get your thoughts on the Chiefs. And
then, First off, it just I think the announcer who was broadcasting that game said it best. Well, what else can he say about Patrick Mahomes? But this just adds to his legacy. Now you can check that up as you play with we don't know what grade level sprain or whatever he's got right now. I guess we'll find that out tomorrow when it pops up on ESPN, Bleacher Report, wherever we post it. We'll find out what that's looking like. But obviously it's going to hinder him. That's not something that's going to heal in 7 days or 6 days, whatever you want to count it. That's not something that's going to heal that fast. So it's obviously going to be bothering him. It's obviously going to be on pain medication, and it's going to be wrapped up and played. I think everybody really appreciates that. Besides all the great points you've made on Patrick Mahomes already, I mean, there's nothing else I can say about the guy. He's done everything as far as throwing the ball. Now you get to see the grit, and what I mean by that, I think people are appreciating what you saw yesterday is that these guys still play football. You still got men out there playing on a whatever grade injury he's got on his ankle and carried his team to victory. Told him he did not want to come out the game, even though people were on social media talking about taking him out the game. That's another part. We'll talk about that later. That's a good point. I'm glad I reminded myself on that one. With the whole thing that happened to Hamlin now, with going down injury, everybody's highly alerted now when a player is injured. You want to get them off the field. Their health is the top priority, et cetera, et cetera. Damn well Patrick Mahomes did not want to come out this game. And, everybody's on social media saying,
he almost lit up Andy Reid when Andy Reid told him he was out. He was pissed.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes wasn't getting. He threw his helmet, threw his jacket off. He was like,
he's pissed.
People don't understand. Go ahead, man. I'm listening.
Yeah, I know you're gonna deep dive into that as that with it's all stemming from the Hamlin thing. So Andy Reid feels like he's got to do something, because with that just happened. And Patrick Mahomes don't want to come out of the game. Everybody knows Byron Leftwich. Other quarterbacks have done it. The first thing to think about is when Byron hurt his leg at Marshall and his lineman carried him up the line because his arm still works. He just can't really run. And he can't really step into certain throws. Everything is upper torso throws, which messes with the trajectory on the ball a little bit. But Mahomes' game, he can make just about any other throw because he has a baseball style of throw. He can throw that ball anywhere. But I think everybody really appreciated seeing that a guy coming back, rallying back, playing, coming back and winning that game, playing obviously hurt, wasn't no gimmick. It was hurt. I think everybody appreciated that game. And you also, in my opinion, I think I was torn between, seeing Mahomes do all that and watching the Jacksonville Jaguars come from the toilet bowl to be in this game with this type of team and fight back. And like you said earlier, with the pieces that they made. So I'm kind of torn between who I really want to see win this game because I'm really enjoying both sides of this story right here. I mean, this is awesome. And This is what you kind of want here in the playoffs. Go ahead, Caleb.
Yeah, dude. I think people forget they were football players. And I think most of the people who say these things aren't real football fans because real football fans understand everybody out there at this point in the season is hurt. Maybe not injured, but hurt. And to say take Mahomes out of the game, what else is there's no tomorrow? What else are they playing for?
This is it.
Right? If the dude can go, yeah. And if he loses, all you're gonna say is, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes loses. He's not that good." And it's crazy to me. And again, we'll talk about this more later in the week, but it's crazy to me. At the beginning of the season, everybody was ready to crown every other quarterback. Like it's this guy's year. Patrick Mahomes is not the
year every year.
Josh Allen, the Bills' year. It's story made for them. They're the next one up, and I'm just like all this guy does is just go out there and win football games and throw touchdowns and have cartoon numbers, and he just does it every single time. And you need to stop trying to find a way to nitpick and just appreciate greatness. Just appreciate it. I spent too long hating on Tom Brady in my younger days before I finally I kind of just appreciated how great he was. I'm not doing that with this kid. I'm not this young man. We're almost the same age. He's 27, I think. So yeah, just appreciate it, man. He's in year 5 as a starter, or year 6, I think. 5 straight championship games. Appreciate it, respect it. Hats off to him. But the Jags are amazing. I was really happy to see that. I love Trevor Lawrence. They call him the Prince was promised on social media, But yeah, I like him. I think they did some great things. They just get a couple more pieces, get another weapon for Trevor, get another great edge rusher. I think Josh Allen, their defensive end, is a good player. And who knows, man? Sky's the limit for him. Sky's the limit.
Sky is the limit. It's been the limit. And like you said, everybody wants to count him out and crown Josh Allen king. And he keeps coming up. He's more of the king of queens right now. He keeps coming up second. So, I mean, Mahomes keeps doing Mahomes things. Chiefs win 27-20.
Yep. And I called them to win by 10 points. And I was mad when they got that last second field goal because I was like, I was so close. I was so close to picking it right. But let's talk about this Eagles and Giants game, right?
Ain't much to talk about that.
Yeah, it's not. I think Daniel Jones becomes a free agent now because
think so?
Yeah, I don't think they re-sign him. I don't think if they re-sign, I think maybe franchise tag or a very mediocre contract. You know, the going rate for a franchise tag for a quarterback, I think, is $38 million right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to be locked in to Daniel Jones at 4 years, 40 million a year, whatever it is. I don't think I don't think he's the answer, because again, the league has so many great quarterbacks now, so many supremely talented quarterbacks who can go win you a game based on their talent, who can elevate the people around them. And I just don't think, I think it's like the quarterback Olympics, man. Like, even when you have a good player, you don't have time for him to develop anymore, because you got to go face Mahomes. You got to go face Josh Allen. You got to go face Joe Burrow. You still got to play Aaron Rodgers. You still not now. Trevor Lawrence is showing that he's going to be one of those guys, right? Yep. And so if you don't have that guy who can elevate an organization, you don't want to be locked into him. And people are moving off quarterbacks like this now. Like, hey, you got 2 years, buddy. Show me something, because look at Tua, right? I think they're going to look to move or trade from Tua this year, which is why, another thing, just a sidebar, the Baltimore thing is so mind blowing, because you have one of those guys who elevates your team. Like, we'll talk about this during the week, but yeah, I think that it shows that you can't, trust Daniel Jones long term. He's really not the answer, because Brian Daboll is as good as coach as they come. He's proven that with what he did with Josh Allen, with what he did with his turnover, with what he did with Daniel Jones this year, and the Giants. The Giants were a dumpster fire, and they were in the playoffs, right?
Still no wide receivers, no true number one.
Exactly, right? Galladay he didn't really pan out, because he was a baller in Detroit, and it just kind of didn't work out for him there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because of Daniel Jones or it's because of Galladay, right? I'm not really sure, but it hadn't panned out for him. But yeah, I think that game, we have recency bias, and everybody wants to say the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl because they blew out the Giants. And I'm just saying, pump your brakes, because last week the Bucks got blown out. Yeah, the Bucks got blown out by the Cowboys, and they said, "Oh, the Cowboys are going to win it." And I was like,
they look good. Dak Prescott is back.
The Bucks are a bad team. Dak Prescott look like Dak Prescott again, right? Because the Niners, this is the least amount of points they've scored in like weeks since they lost the Chiefs. They've been scoring 35 a game, right? So the defense played well. Dallas just couldn't score points, right? So Giants not that good. They played better than what they played better than what their team talent is, right? And they ran into a really talented team like the Eagles, and the Eagles ran all over them. They were after 246 yards rushing, and I think Jalen Hurts had 154 yards passing and a touchdown, and then he had a rushing touchdown for 40 yards.
He just did a couple of scrambles for first down.
Yeah, everybody pump your brakes. The Eagles are a good football team, do not get me wrong. But this whole Eagles and Super Bowl thing, I don't know about that quite yet. I don't know about it quite yet. I'm still rocking with the Niners. I think that the Niners will beat the Eagles when they play each other.
Say that again. Who's going to beat the Eagles?
The Niners.
Okay.
Am I messing that up? Yeah.
No, I was just asking. I just want to hear. But you got a prediction for that? You've been on fire.
I'm not going to pick a score just yet. I want to see how the week goes, see who's healthy, see who's playing. But I got the Niners going to Super Bowl. I got the Niners, and I got the Chiefs. But again, this brings me to, and again, oh my goodness! So I was watching the game, the Chiefs game, and Tony Romo said something, and that lets me know everybody's preying on Patrick Mahomes' downfall, right? So before they even play each other, he says, "Man, if the Bengals find a way to beat the Chiefs and go to the to go to the Super Bowl after the Chiefs they play each other, you gotta have them as the number one team next year coming into the season in the AFC.
Already got it planned out.
That'll be and I'm just like, how are you already preying on this man's downfall? What is it about this man that makes you guys want to hate on him so bad? I don't understand. I think what happens is when somebody's too good at something, people want to. It's like LeBron James or like Michael Jordan when he was there. Not so much Michael. Yeah, you got to poke holes and try and tear them down and try and be like, man, you're not that special. Dude, let it rock, man. Let it rock. Joe Burrow's an amazing quarterback. I keep saying he's the number 2 quarterback in the NFL, right? Again, we always take out the elder statesman. We take out Tom and we take out Aaron, those guys are, they don't talk about them anymore. They're on their way out, right? Amazing quarterbacks, legends. But I think Joe Burrow is that next guy, and he's proven it time in and time out.
Time again. Yeah.
Time again. He did it again today. And he has a plethora of weapons. I mean, there might not be a team with better skill players, maybe the Niners, but I would even say that the Bengals do. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, Boyd, Hayden Hurst. I mean, like, he just dotting people left and right.
Yeah, he just spreads the ball out.
Yeah, I just running wide open, and Joe Cool, and he does it again. I love watching it. I loved watching it.
Yeah, and you're right. They do it time after time. These guys do it time after time, and they still get no respect. It's like, what more do they got to do? Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yeah. It's like people got this shiny toy that is Justin Herbert and Josh Allen, because I think what it is
they love those guys Justin Herbert.
Yeah, those guys are both like 6'5". They're like 245, 250. They can both run. And when they throw the ball, I'm not going to lie, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Like that thing, 60 yards down the field on a needle, right? But we talk about this it factor, right? We talk about this thing that you can't like quantify through intangibles. And Joe Burrow has that. And Patrick Mahomes has that. It's like a leadership thing. It's one to make the right play thing, right? And it's just something like you can't, like, again, that it. I think Trevor Lawrence has it. For whatever reason, Herbert hasn't shown that he's that guy. Don't get me wrong. Herbert, there's no hate here. Herbert is that guy. He's a phenomenal talent. Josh Allen is that guy. He's a phenomenal talent. He's done a lot in the NFL as far as winning games and putting the numbers. But when you start comparing them to Mahomes and Burrow and all these other guys, they're a level above, I think. And I think it shows. I think it shows in these big games. Yeah, man, I think that's really what it is. But people fall in love with the eye test, right? Mahomes he's 6'3", right? He's not big. Aaron Rodgers is not really a big man, but when it comes time, he's a bad man. That man makes plays.
Bad man.
Tom Brady's not much to look at, right? He's not. You're not going to walk in the room and be like, oh my God.
He's not a physical. He's not like a pure athlete. You saw his combine, one of the worst.
Yeah, when it comes time to go play football, play quarterback, nobody better. Nobody better, right? Well, Patrick Mahomes is better, but that's discussion for a different day.
It's a whole other conversation there, sir.
Yeah. So what's your pick for next week's games?
Oh, you talking about the match?
Early on, right? This is overreaction Sunday, I guess you can say.
Yeah. I mean, overreaction. I mean, well, did we really talk about? He talked about we didn't even get into the Dallas thing. Dallas and the Niners, that matchup. I mean, Dallas is Dallas. We all expected that. I mean, we talked about it a little bit. Well, speaking of it, since we're speaking of Dallas, I might as well play on it before I give my predictions. Play these two things, which I know you want to see.
Coach Mike McCarthy, does a result like this change anything in your mind with him?
No, not at all. And their decision for our kicker was exonerated with his field goal in my mind, and I'm proud for him. But this is very sickening to not win tonight.
Just makes me smile seeing that face. But I forgot about we mentioned about the coaching thing. You see how he already answered the McCarthy question. You knew it was coming. And then obviously they had kicking situation. He obviously proved that. I don't know what it was. I guess it was just in his head. He couldn't make extra points, but he made all his field goals, and that's really all they really needed in this game. The first one was blocked, so you can't really put that on him, even though they believe it was going to be missed anyway. But the kicker was Maher made his kicks in the game. I thought personally Sean Payton would be going to Dallas if McCarthy kind of shit the bed this season, but that's clearly it looks like that Peyton's probably going to be going to Denver. That's what it looks like.
Because Denver's going to give him that back. The Walmart owners got too much money.
Well,
where you want to go? They'd be like, no. $30 million a year. Come on.
They want to keep the winning ways. John Elway got what he wants. He wants a veteran quarterback in there, and then he wants a really experienced coach that can develop the next era after your veteran too. Because obviously Sean Payton has some type of way with quarterbacks. The guy knows what he's doing when it comes to coaching quarterbacks, and the proof is in the pudding. I can't argue that, but yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. This offseason. I'm sure we'll talk more about that later. But the next picks, I think the Eagles beat the Niners. I don't know. I know the Niners got everything go rolling for them. I don't know. I got the Niners rolling right now. I mean, the Eagles beating the Niners right now. I don't know. Maybe change later on in the week. Let me see how everybody's injuries, who's banged up, or what's going on later in the week. But right now, I just feel like the Eagles, they can do it. I think the Eagles may expose Brock Purdy a little bit coming into that game, coming into Philadelphia in that heated environment in Philly. I just think the Birds might have the edge in this game, but I could be wrong. I might change my opinion. We'll see later on. And as far as the Chiefs and the Bengals, oof.
Dude, this was as much as I love seeing people kind of eat their words about how Josh Allen's a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes, this was the scariest game for me as a Mahomes stan. Even though I love Joe Burrow, I think he's that dude, man. He's a bad man. But the Bengals are 3-0 against the Chiefs. Since
they just got their number.
3-0. They got their number, right? And then Mahomes is
injured.
Hurt, right?
Oh, hurt. You're right. Hurt.
Yeah, hurt, right? And this is going to be one of those games that if he can come in there on one leg, win this football game. This is like MJ in the Pistons, even though he's already ahead of it.
I like the flu game.
Career. Yeah, like when he when LeBron finally came back, and beat the when he was in Miami, came back and won, beat the Boston Celtics to move to the finals or whatever it is. This is one of those defining moments, right? Because people are looking for a reason to say this guy is not that good. They are, and if you lose for a fourth time to the Bengals and to Joe Burrow, they're going to be like, oh well. He's good, but he can't be Joe. Right?
He's all right, but he's not real.
Yeah, exactly. So this is I'm going to be glued to my seat, right? Don't text me, don't call me. If they lose, I might not even do the show. I might not do the show.
Oh, Lord. Don't go hiding.
I ain't going to want to come on. Hey, they're going to kill me if they lose, but that's what football is, man. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game. I do think the Niners win. I don't think you can expose Brock Purdy because he's playing with house money, right? Brock Purdy plays bad, which he hasn't so far because he's not turning the ball over. He might not go out there and throw for if you can praise Jalen Hurts for throwing 154 yards and rushing for 40, and he gets praised for that because of how they won the game, then what's exposing Brock Purdy? Unless he goes out there and throws 3 picks. Dude's playing with house money. He's 7th-round pick. He had no business playing. He has nothing to lose. He has no business playing. All he's done is give himself 10 more years in his career, right? Like Taylor Heineke. He came in those last 2 games, took the Washington Commanders to the playoffs.
Almost beat
toughed it out with Tom Brady, right? And almost beat the Bucs. So he's going to be in the NFL. He bought himself 10 years, right? Not just because people are like, you're a competent quarterback, right? So I think Purdy is playing with house money. Win, lose, or draw. Dude has exceeded expectations because nobody had any expectations for him. And some of the plays that he makes with his feet scrambling around,
decisions I like that he does.
finding guys down the field, right? So dude's playing with house money. I've really enjoyed watching him play these last few weeks, but I think they pull it off. I think they have the better. As good as the Eagles team is, and as well put together as they are, I think the only place the Eagles really have an advantage is at the quarterback position. Mm-hmm. Everywhere else, I would argue that
not even,
that they're even or better, right? AJ Brown, you got Deebo Samuel, right? McCaffrey is a better running back than the Eagles guy, right? With respect to him, D-line. Eagles have a really good D-line. I would say that Armstead and Bosa are better combination, right? Linebackers. He's got some linebackers. I think Fred Warner is the best in the NFL. DBs,
Yeah,
they
they
got
got
one
him
of
in
the
the
best safeties
linebacker.
in
Yep.
right? DBs is about even. They have Chauncey Gardner.
Yeah, it's about
Johnson
even.
over there. Yeah, and Darius Slay, and then they got some really good DBs in there.
And
so
then they got that rookie,
offensive line.
Mungo, whatever, that Polynesian guy.
Yeah, Bofunga. Yeah,
Yep,
Bofunga. He's a stud. He's a stud. And then you go to the offense side of the offensive line, it's about even, right? They got some really good pieces in
Travis
at the
Kelce,
Niners.
monster.
Not Kelsey.
Jason.
Kittle.
It was Kittle.
Jason.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about
he's a monster.
the center.
Yeah,
Eagles center.
Jason Kelsey, and then Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson's the best right tackle in the NFL, and then the best left tackle in the NFL is on the Niners. So I feel like they're so even and so close, right? It's going to be the game of like which quarterback can make one more play, right? Or which defense can make one more play. I think it's a really, really close game. But it's going to be fun to watch, man. It's exciting. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I think this is going to be some good playoffs next week. I'm really looking forward to watching those, and of course, get on here and talk about you and break them down and see what your opinion is. I know you got some buddies on these teams. See if you can get your boy Anthony Barr to come on and we'll talk about that game. See what he's got to say. I know Barr is like playing with Dallas. I'm sure he's going to have some few choice things to say. See what he's got going on. But I think that's it. That's what those games. We got both picked who we think we won't win. Yes. And I guess we'll get together later on in the week, talk some more.
You never picked who you thought was going to win between the Bengals and the Chiefs. I don't even have to say you don't have to, but I am nervous though.
Only because of Patrick's injuries and the record, I got to go Bengals.
Okay, with the Chiefs and Bengals. I'm picking with my heart, not my head. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm rocking with my own.
I already know where you ride. I know what flag you waving. You running out the tunnel. You run out the tunnel with it.
If they pull this off, I'm wearing a jersey next time on the show.
Go
I'm wearing my own jersey.
I'll call you one of the Mahomes. The Mahomes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, brother.
Well, let's get out of here. We'll wrap it up. Catch up later on this week. See what we got going on. Check out all these what the sports media world's got to say tomorrow. And I can't wait to see Stephen A. Smith talk about those Cowboys. I'm really looking forward to that. Speaking of that, I'll give you a little clip of that. What's going to be like tomorrow.
Yep. This is supposed to be fun.
What? What did I tell y'all? Didn't I say just be patient? That's all I asked. That's all I asked. All I asked was for y'all to be patient. It was coming. It was coming. It didn't matter. High power, prolific offense. Michael Irvin, the playmaker. Keep it spinning or breaking records. We averaging more than 35 points per game. Well, what did you do tonight? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, I can't wait till first thing tomorrow morning. I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I'm looking forward to it. And as for us, we're going to wrap it up, try to get out of here early. I'll roll this on tomorrow morning, but we'll end this as we always do. You're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do with it is entirely up to you. I'm Blake Anthony. This is the great Caleb Benenoch. I'm the average Joe, and he is the NFL Pro. See you guys next time.